Decorating Pages is a podcast dedicated to taking you behind the scenes of the designs of your favorite TV shows and films. Each episode, I'll be sharing design stories from some of Hollywood's most famous sets. Interviews from set decorators, production designers, directors, and actors about creating the look of TV and film, about their design inspirations, and stories that take sets from page to screen. Hello, my name is Kim Wanup, and this is the Decorating Pages podcast. I'm so excited to start this journey of podcasting, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm having fun making it. I'm starting this podcast to share my passion of decorating and design in TV and film. It's a little embarrassing how happy I get when I put the sets together and I see the characters come to life out of the furniture and the dressing that I select. A quick note about who I am, just so you know I'm legit. I'm from Philly. I moved to LA after college. I attended college and majored in interior design. I went to Philadelphia University. I have always been a TV and film buff. I'm the geek in school that knew that movie that guy was in. I'm lucky that my parents let me stay up late to watch TV, all the 10 p.m. dramas I wanted. R.I.P. Stephen Bochco. And then they also let me be in charge of the West Coast video card, which was like the Blockbuster of the East Coast. I knew exactly when all the movies were coming out, and I was the first to get the new releases. It was truly thrilling to me every Thursday night. I have been a set decorator since 2005. I've done some small films, including Fanboys, so if you're a Star Wars fan, you should see it. And if you can spot how many characters Seth Rogen plays, it was pretty funny. Most of my work is in TV. I have decorated shows like Bones, Parks and Recreation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Love on Netflix, The Good Place, and Veep. This past year, I won an Emmy for my work as set decorator on Veep, and it was an amazing feeling. It really is a true honor and a highlight of my life. I'm very proud of the work that we have done on the show. And Emmy now sits proudly on my mantle, and I dress her up for holidays. I'm a member of the TV Academy and a peer group board member. I am a member of the SDSA and also a board member. And I'm currently working on the 3rd season of The Good Place. So that's me. Throughout this podcast, I'm going to be interviewing people who hold different positions in the art department and the set dressing department. All the time, people call me a set designer, which is a completely different position. I'm not offended by it, but that's not my title. So to kick this series off, I'm going to explain what a set decorator's position is. Set decorators are responsible for the furniture, the lamps, any rugs, the window treatments like the blinds and the curtains, any fabricated furniture, like if you're watching a sci-fi movie and there's a control panel that's specific, pretty much we've had that made. We're responsible for all the artwork and the smalls, which are the tchotchkes, all the vases and ashtrays and boxes. And then there's the pillows and the little tiny character pieces that we throw in all on top of the other stuff. Let's take an example of a set that I've decorated, just to give you some specifics. Let's say it's Selena's living room in Veep Season 6. The production designer designs the room with the architectural details and the space planning, and he decides the overall size. That pretty much depends on the amount of space he has on the stage or what all of the scenes call for in the season. Not that we would know that, but you get a heads up every once in a while. The designer and I talk about the style and how the space should be decorated, and then I do research about specific looks, and we collaborate on the overall style. I then work with my buyers, which are the decorator's assistants, to help source the furniture in prop houses or to purchase. They're the ones going out and doing a lot of the physical shopping, especially on busy shows. If I'm doing a marketplace and I need 10 different bags or 1,000 oranges for this fruit stand, they will be the ones to go out and physically do the purchasing. Once the construction department is finished building the set, and the paint department is putting on the last coat, I muscle my way in among the lighting department, who is trying to put up lights on the grids that the grip department has put above the set. It's a constant battleground of moving pieces. They need to get the lights up, and I need to dress the set. So we're kind of in each other's way. I start with area rugs that would be under the furniture, then usually place the sofa. The sofa to me is the biggest furniture character piece. It says so much about who's going to be sitting on it, about if it's old or if it's new, if it's generic, if it's homey. I start most of my rooms with the sofa selection and work around it. When the floor plan is given to me by the set designer, it's already been discussed between the production designer and myself. It's what makes sense in the room. The circulation from room to room, the flow of the camera, and especially what the scenes call for. And I'm specifically talking about the furniture that would be in the room. Once the bigger set pieces are in, I work on the lighting, I place lamps, and where the hanging fixtures will be. My set dressing crew hangs these lights. They are also cutting holes for outlets and light switches to make things look as realistic as possible. Simultaneously, the window treatments are being hung. I've become very fond of window treatments since being on Veep. Most sets it's usually drapes and sheers, and you get to fix some fun patterns. But decorating the White House sets and all these opulent sets, I've become very appreciative of festoons and swags. Nothing like a tie back, you know what I mean? We usually have a full-time drapery person on to help me calculate yardage for the fabric I select and physically install the drapery. Next, I work on the wall, selecting where the art will go. One of the last steps is the smalls in the room. All the little character pieces, the pictures with the actors in them, flowers, pillows, blankets, plants, all the little knick-knack things. Specific pieces that the actors handle is provided by the props department, and usually they put their pieces in just before the scene starts. Some sets take days to dress, and some take hours. It all depends on the schedule, if it's a build, if it's a location. And although I've just described a step-by-step that's an ideal situation, it's pretty much all happening at the same time somehow. There are plenty of times we dress in the dark with only stage lights, and I never even get to see the practicals that I've chosen till hours before we shoot. Every department is working together to get ready for the camera. Once the director and actors show up, I stay through the first rehearsal and see if anything needs to be adjusted. Usually, then I'm off to the next sets. I don't have time to stick around. I always say that if I'm on set, something is wrong, and that sucks. There is a position you might have seen in the credits, which is the on-set dresser. That position is basically my voice when I leave the set. They are adjusting things into the shot. They make sure everything is just right, especially the seams and the lampshades, and not seeing barcodes on rented furniture, making sure that pictures are straight. They are also creative on-the-spot types because plenty of times the angles change after I leave, and they need to adjust dressing to the shot. Once a set is shot out, meaning it's done and not coming back, we strike it. It's then up to my crew to take every single piece out of the set and separate it down to each specific prop house where every single thing came from. And if the set was, say, a real house that we shot in, it's our job to restore it to the way we found it. We really are like little elves in the night, putting everything back where we found it so you don't even know we were there. Some sets take days to dress, and some takes hours. It all depends on the schedule, and if it's a build or if it's a location. And then once that set is done, you probably have already prepped the next set and are ready to dress it. I put some before and after pictures of Selena's apartment on the episode 1 post at decoratingpagespodcast.com. Check it out. You can see the before and after of how I'm handed a set and then what I hand over to the camera. Okay, well, I hope that cleared it up just a little bit for you. I could draw a diagram, I guess, and put it on the blog just to show you exactly what all the little branches are that stem off of a set decorator and the art department. It's a lot of spokes in the wheel to get the look that we all want up there, and I think we all strive for perfection. So it isn't easy to get it all together and coordinate everything and still be on budget. But I'm pretty sure anyone who has this job loves it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. In upcoming episodes, I'll be having interviews with production designers about designs on shows as American Horror Story Versace, Parks and Recreation, Dexter, Wheel of Fortune, and Saturday Night Live. If you want to be up to date about our podcast schedule, please visit decoratingpagespodcast.com and subscribe to our newsletter. I'm also blogging. Check out my posts every week on the site, and great articles about interior design and production design on our Twitter and Instagram feeds, Decorating Pages. Thank you for joining me. I'm Kim Wanup for Decorating Pages. I almost forgot. Like us on Facebook at Decorating Pages Podcast.